Welcome to Ear Shifter. He's Sean Capstick.
And he's Rene Rouleau. And Rene, why are we here?
Sean, we are here because we are going to be talking about a band, and that band, maybe you already know that band and you're going to learn a whole bunch more about that band. Or if you don't know that band, you're going to experience a whole new band and a whole new sound, and hopefully you'll like it as much as we do.
Yes, and this band is, again, another new band for me. Has not been around as some of the other bands that we've profiled on Ear Shifter. I want to talk about MJ Lenderman, Jake to his friends. And this is very much a continuation of our Wednesday episode from 2 episodes ago. And the fact that I just got back from the Wilco Blue Sky Festival.
So jealous.
And MJ Lenderman was all over the place. I feel like I got to know him a little bit as much as get to know anybody at a rock concert. He played with most of the bands. He played his own set. It was really nice. And he's a charming young man. I can see why he has got so much popularity.
And that's got to be insane on its own. Like you've got to know so many songs like in your head, basically, if you're playing with all these different bands.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a musician's musician, and maybe that's where, we can start, right? So he was everywhere. My boys have joked that he was an industry plant. We talked about that and talked about other bands that have been accused of being an industry plant. And I think that, one of the reasons I want to talk to him before he gets bigger, because I think he's on the cusp of something. Let's go to his origin story. So he grew up in North Carolina, Asheville. We are now a big fan of North Carolina. His dad was a doctor and a musician. And I was doing at the Wilco show some investigative journalism. That's how much I really take this Ear Shifter podcast seriously. So I was asking around for some information on MJ Lenderman because I was thinking, this is what I want to do.
Is that so you can expense the trip, or?
Yes, yeah, you'll be seeing that. You'll be seeing that on our invoice. I'll be submitting it.
There's no profits here at all. There's zero profits. So.
We can think. There was this guy sitting there, and he was from South Carolina, and but he was not that down on North Carolina. And I was asking him about Lenderman, and and if he'd been there. And so there's this bar in Asheville called the Orange Peel. And the Orange Peel looks like a classic, great bar, 1,000 people, century-old building, cool bar. And so the story he said about how Lenderman got really interested in music is his dad was a musician and his dad was a doctor, as I said. And so Jim James from My Morning Jacket was playing at the Orange Peel. And for some reason, he needed a B12 shot. I don't know why you run out of vitamins being a rock and roll lifestyle. Rock and roll's a hard life.
I guess so.
And so I guess young Jake went with him, got a signed autograph by Jim James, and it was like, I want to be a rock star.
How do we know how old he was at that time?
I can recall because I didn't ask the guy. I thought that was a super cute story. And then I'm researching, and Lenderman, shows how popular he is. He has a full-page expose in GQ.
Whoa,
titled,
good for him.
The Lenderman That You Didn't Know. That you thought you knew, but you didn't.
Nice.
And that was the lead-off story. So
nice.
I don't know if this guy was fact-checking for GQ or if he'd read it and it sounded like he said it was like, I was there.
Right.
Maybe he was the GQ author. The other origin story from the GQ, which I find pretty funny, is Lenderman liked sports. He played basketball, but he also really liked Guitar Hero. So he and his buddy would play Guitar Hero all the time. And then his dad said, I'm going to get you real guitar lessons. And that's how he picked up the guitar and became a musician. So
I wonder how many other stories are like that with the youngins and the learning guitar. If they start on like a Xbox Rock Band and a Guitar Hero, and then they're like, hey, I can do this.
I think it's a good origin story.
I think so too.
But his real origin story, and we talked a little bit about this on the Wednesday episode. So he moved into this place in Haw Creek. So it was a pastoral farm in the rural Asheville area, the greater Asheville area. And it was a place for musicians. The guy who owned it had rented it out to the guy who produced and drums on his albums. And so it became a real hub for musicians. And his name was Gary. And I think that might be the Gary.
Oh, Gary 2.
In
Gary 1 and 2.
Gary 1 and 2.
From Wednesday.
And so, it was that cheap rent, high artistic output that helped establish, these two bands that we've profiled on Earshifter.
Yeah.
Before I get into the chronology, before we started talking about this, how big on your radar was MJ Lenderman?
Not very big. I think for me, it was Wednesday, discovered Wednesday literally last year because of the top 10 lists. And so I did come by it relatively honestly before we did the podcast on it. And then that's how I first heard of them. And then when Snocaps came out with their album, I was like, hey, there's that guy again. And so that's the extent of it for me.
Okay, let's go through the chronology. He's a young person. Hasn't been at it that long. So his first do-it-yourself beginnings in Asheville, he played in early bands, and he was the drummer in Indigo D'Souza. Do you know Indigo?
I do not.
So she's another local Asheville, North Carolina artist, has had some success. I've listened to a couple of her songs. They're good. She's got 800,000 monthly listeners. Okay. And so he was on her debut album. He was playing drums, and he, was gigging with a whole bunch of bands. And in that time, he started writing his own material. He's been on a couple other songs of hers as well.
What is Indigo like? Is it more like a Wednesday, or is it more like an MJ Lenderman? Is it more like a Waxahatchee? Where would you put her?
Neither.
Yeah.
None
Folky?
of the above. It's very lyrically driven. Her voice is totally upfront, and it's more rhythmic. Give her a listen. Maybe,
all right.
Maybe you'll like her. I'll listen to her some more.
Yeah. All right.
So 2019, 2021, right? He joins Wednesday's band, as we talked about in our previous episodes, and he released his self-titled, self-produced album on Bandcamp. And this was with Colin Miller, the guy that had the lease at Haw Creek.
Oh.
And about this time, there's a documentary on YouTube called The Rat Bastards of Haw Creek, where it shows Hartzman, Wednesday, and Miller and Lenderman hanging out. And, it's like a pretty idyllic rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a band camp following, and then he releases an album called Ghost of Your Guitar Solo on a local independent record. So of those two records, let's hear Come Over from his first album, his self-released album on Bandcamp.
Okay, great. Let's hear it.
Why don't you come over? I think I like a thing we've been doing. Makes me feel good, at least for now, until later, when the blues come back and I call you back to help me.
Yeah, so I like that one. For me, MJ Lenderman, I like him. And I forgot to tell you, kind of like pre-homework, I actually committed to listening to his latest album on repeat for about 4 hours.
That's pretty good.
I was painting a room, so I couldn't really do anything. So I'm like, I'm going to commit to this guy. And I really enjoyed that album. It was the Fireworks album.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I know, but we're getting ahead. I know, not fair, but I did want to mention that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So these two albums are super nice. The first one's more melodic and has a conventional song structure, and I think the comparison to Neil Young is clear here on this first album, which is a great comparison. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. He's gaining some notoriety. He's gaining a voice. And then 2022, he releases this album called Boat Songs. And this is where his popularity starts to increase. So a lot of lists put Boat Songs as, one of the top records of 2022.
Nice.
I'll pick Pitchfork as a little theme in here. So that was on Pitchfork's Best 50, I think, in the 30s or something.
Yeah.
So, he's gaining some notoriety.
And by the way, he's actually doing other bands in between these, right?
Oh yeah. Like he is a busy person.
Yeah.
Like he is touring. This is 2022. This is where his other gig is really taking off. The Rat Saw God album is being released and getting ready, and he's touring all the time.
Yeah.
So Boat Songs is a much more mature album than the first two. It's a full album. It's the last one on his album. Dear Life still has the same core group of people. Colin Miller's helping with it. He's got another producer on there, but it's still him basically in creating all of these songs. Let's hear You're Every Girl to Me, which I think is super nice line, and I think is a really cool, like, now he's channeling Sonic Youth and some other interesting guitar sounds.
Yeah. Let's give that a listen.
Buy you a shirt from the local merch at the airport. Gave it to you and screamed, you are every girl to me. Every girl to me.
Yeah, this one I like even more than the first one we played. I also find it kind of like a little uplifting, like feels wise. Like it's kind of cute, kind of fun, kind of bouncy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, lyrically, it's probably different, but you tell me.
No, he's talking about, that he really loves this girl. Like, yeah, it's
Perfect.
It's bouncy. It's what you see is what you get.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or what you hear is what you get. Yeah. So, no, I think it's a great little pop song, and it's an interesting evolution in the sound and his songwriting. So some of the other popular songs from this album, one of the songs called Hangover Game, which is about basketball. It's about one of the finals that Michael Jordan was in when it was known as the flu game, where Jordan had to play through a really bad flu and ended up scoring 1 million points and doing really good. So the song's about, well, maybe he had the flu. Maybe he had the 40-pounder flu. And there's a rhyming couplet in there like, I like drinking too. So, he's developing a really interesting sense of humor in these little songs. Yeah. And the album cover's great. It's got a motorcycle and,
of course,
on a boat song. So it's just like kind of random. And then a woman in leather spandex latex with a motorcycle helmet. It's a great album.
Amazing. And also going back to the basketball, right? Because he played basketball. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yep. He's like another ear shifter artist, a good basketball player.
Episode number 2, I think. No, 3. Episode 3.
Yep. This is where he, it all comes together for him. So now he gets signed to Anti Records. They're a spinoff for our Epitaph Records. So do you know Anti? I'm going to quiz you on this, Rene.
I know, but I'm always gentle with you. I always go, do you know any, Sean? It's okay if you don't. That's usually what I say to you.
Okay. So you like Anti Records.
Okay. Give me clues then. Let's have some fun.
Well, they have a whole bunch of W artists.
So like Waxahatchee?
Mm-hmm.
Not Wet Leg. But
Not Wet Leg.
Wednesday?
No, she's not on that. But Tom Waits.
Oh, I love Tom Waits.
The Weaker Thans, John K. Samson.
Love the Weaker Thans now, ever since our Ear Shifter episode.
going alphabetically backwards, Nico Case,
Nice.
the Dream Syndicate,
Oh
Billy
my
Bragg,
God.
the
Wow.
Beths, the
Wow.
Antlers,
Wow.
and, my favorite, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Of course. Nice.
So Auntie's a pretty cool record label, right? Like it's there. It's artist focused. We're going to promote artists. You do what you want. So what do? The first album where they sign Lenderman, they released a live album, which is so
What?
yeah.
Okay.
So he's constantly touring. He's busy with other bands. It's like, okay, we'll catch him in the moment. And, this live album with The Wind, his backup band's called The Wind. It's a pretty good live album. So, it takes the lo-fi tracks. There's a big, long list of different songs on this, from the new songs. And I think what's also interesting is they also re-release one of his earlier Dear Life small independent records EPs called Knocking. Right. So that's one of the songs that they release on the live album. But let's not hear any of his songs from Live in the Wind. Let's hear the cover that he does on that live album. Let's hear Long Black Veil, Rene.
Okay, let's hear that, Sean. That sounds great.
Sometimes at night when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, no, and nobody sees. Nobody knows but me.
So, Rene, tell me how you really feel about that song. Because I did pick it to be a little bit provocative
Oh, like to me, you mean?
to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, because I literally wrote trolling again because this song is not my favorite at all. I literally put meat puppets ? In all caps because that's what it reminded me of. It kind of threw me back into the meat puppets kind of vibe. And then to top it off, and I think you know this, Sean, and this is just unrelated because was that off the live album or no?
Yes, that was off the live album.
The quality of that is great. The sound is great. The problem for me with live albums is I always get depressed because I always think, oh, I missed a really great concert. That's all I think about while I listen to a live album. So I don't listen to live albums at all. I just can't, except Kiss Alive 1 and Kiss Alive 2 back in the day, but I can't do it anymore.
Okay, so let's leave the live album
It's a Rene
recorded
thing.
debate.
It's a Rene thing.
But in addition to knowing that you were going to love that song, it's, I think, a really cool nod by Lenderman to his alternative country roots. So
Yeah. I listened to the original.
Long Black Veil is a 1950s country ballad, right?
Fender or something like that?
Fizell, I think, that, first recorded it, but it's the re-releases, it's the covers of the song that I think really makes that song. So Johnny Cash debuted his cover, and I think Johnny, of anybody, has made that song his own, with Joni Mitchell on Johnny Cash's TV show.
Oh,
so,
nice.
That would have been a lovely duet about a guy who cannot admit that he is sleeping with his best friend's wife. So he goes to his death, keeping that a secret. And the long black veil is what she wears when she visits his grave at night. So it's a lovely Southern Gothic love song. And, it's been covered by Joan Baez, Bob Dylan, the band, The Dead. Mick Jagger does a cover with the Chieftains, right? And to name a few. And Nick Cave will come back up on Nick Cave's cover album, Kicking Against the Pricks. It's one of the great cover songs that he does on that. And his version, I think, it rivals Johnny's and the best.
Yeah.
MK Lenderman's got chops. He's picked a really cool song to end that. And, and that was recorded at the Pitchfork after party for some, awards and things. So he's now arrived in his career.
Yeah. He's in the circle.
Okay, so let's listen to the other circa 2023, the first release on Anti, the single Knocking, or do you want to hear the live version? You don't want to hear the live version because it'll make you feel bad?
It makes you feel sad.
Let's hear the single Knocking.
Let's hear the single.
Loneliness is simple, not much else is. Her love for me is real. She gives what she has to give. She gave me wings, and I caught flight, and I think I might be knocking on heaven's door tonight.
Okay, so we just heard the chorus, the end, where he's channeling Dylan. He's talking about knocking on heaven's door. And it's a great emotive song that really gives you a feeling of, wow, like he's now moved from a simple songwriter to now he's really being emotive and talking about a lot of songs. Rene, what do you think?
Yeah, I love this song, but that part at the end with the knocking gives me goosebumps. Like, pretty awesome. Like, just unexpected kind of, because it kind of, for me anyway, it just kind of like just builds and gets bigger and bigger, and I'm just like, holy shit, I was blown away.
So you're starting to like Lenderman.
I always liked Lenderman. Remember, I listened to the Fireworks album for like 4 hours and no complaints. That was awesome.
Okay, so let's talk about his breakthrough album, 2024, Manning Fireworks. This album expands the instrumentation, the players, but it really does include everyone from his previous collaborators, like the guys from Haw Creek, Hartzman. She sings backing vocals on a number of the songs. But Lenderman plays more of the instruments, like he's playing drums on this. He's playing more, in terms of the guitars, and he continues on the production. So before we start into the songs, Rene, we had so much fun last episode. Can we discuss some more mondegreens?
What?
Mondegreens.
Mondegreens. What were mondegreens again?
Well, you're familiar with Sylvia Wright, the American author who coined it after a phrase she recalled mishearing as a young girl. This is when you mishear song lyrics. So she, the Bonnie Earl of O'Mary, the 17th century Scottish ballad about two unfortunate aristocrats.
I think so.
It's faded over the last 2 centuries, but like in 1800s, it was still pretty much a banger. So somehow Sylvia
was it
Wright,
on Pitchfork's list though?
I think at that point they only had 2 tines. So yeah, she listened to it when she was a young girl. It goes, "Ye highlands and ye lowlands, oh where have ye been? They have slain the Earl O'Mary and Lady Mondegreen." And the actual line is, "and laid him on the green."
Oh, okay.
But it took her like 20 or 30 years to somebody point it out. So much like Shay's Lounge.
Oh, okay. Shay's Lounge.
What are your favorite mondegreens?
I can't think of them on the fly, but.
Well, how about Electric Light Orchestra? Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce.
Okay.
He's actually saying, "Don't bring me down, Bruce."
Okay. Or I got one, Bruce Springsteen, the douche, right?
The douche.
You know what I'm talking about?
The douche, as opposed to the deuce.
Yeah.
Blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light, wrecked up like a douche is what a lot lot of people thought it said. Not me, because I knew better. Because
you're a
Springsteen true fan. Yeah. But a lot of people thought it was like,
who liked Manfred Mann better than Springsteen? Yeah. They're all the douches.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. But wrecked up like a deuce, that's a famous one.
That's a favorite mongreen.
Yeah.
Not a mongreen. I think a lesson to live by is I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day.
Wait, Kiss?
Yes.
It's part of every day? It's not party every day?
I think that's the wrong
Are you
thing.
sure?
Because you shouldn't party. You can't rock and roll all night and party every day.
Listen, we just talked about Kiss, and I was a huge Kiss fan, and I think they could party every day and rock and roll all night. That's just who they are.
So that's not a mongreen in your opinion?
Did you fact check it? Is it party or part? I'm really curious now.
It is party every day, but
Okay.
I prefer to part.
Oh, you heard it
every day.
Got it. So did you actually hear it that way when you heard it?
Oh yeah, I think it's. I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day. You got to get a little sleep. You got to get some exercise.
Okay, but side note, because Sean, I don't know this. We were friends for a super long time. Were you a Kiss fan as a 12-year-old, 11-year-old?
No, I wasn't cool enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, I appreciate Kiss now with irony as opposed to I was never a member of the Kiss Army. No.
Yeah. I had the first Kiss comic, the whole deal.
You were cooler.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
But what is the best ever mongreen? We saw them at Riot Fest, Public Enemy.
Okay, what's the mongering?
Death Row, Water Buffalo.
Yeah, so what are they actually saying?
What a brother no. And I have to thank our good friend Jacqueline Bruner, the coolest DJ station manager in the world, for putting Water Buffalo in my head when it takes a Nation of Millions to come out. That's the longest mongreen. She also prefers part of every day as well. Okay, so now that we've heard of mongreens, I want you to tell me what he says on Wristwatch. Let's listen to Wristwatch.
Okay, let's listen to Wristwatch, which is one of my faves.
Well, I got a beach home up in Buffalo, and a wristwatch that's a compass and a cell phone, and a wristwatch that tells me you're all alone. I'd still take your amazing grace. I'd give all my money. And I'd still take your pretty face. I got a houseboat docked at the Himbo Dome, and a wristwatch that's a pocket knife and a megaphone.
So Rene, earlier in the song, he says he has a beach home up in Buffalo, which he's doing pretty good with a beach house in Buffalo. But he's got the houseboat docked at where?
I hear Hippodrome, but I believe it's something else.
So what is a hippodrome?
The Hippodrome, wasn't that a club in London, England?
Manchester, that's where the
Manchester.
New Order hung out and
Yeah.
all those factory records.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've asked other people. Somebody says, I've got a houseboat docked at the Hypnodome. And I'm like, what's a Hypnodome? And she said, without any irony and guileless, it's a dominatrix who also hypnotizes their submissive as well as dominates them.
Oh, okay. And he's got a houseboat there.
So I think mongreens are really good. Do you want to just keep thinking that it is a houseboat docked in Manchester?
Yeah, I think I do. But it just lyrically, it does say Himbo Dome.
Yes. So what is a himbo?
I don't know. We'd have to ask MJ.
Or you could ask the Japanese. Himbo is a slang term that refers to attractive but unintelligent man. It's a portmanteau, which is a great literary device, of a him and bimbo. Sexually appealing, naive, and kind-hearted. So a lot of the Dragon Ball Z guys are himbos.
But the fact that it's with Dome, though, isn't that an actual place that we just don't know about?
Where the himbos
Himbo
hang
Dome?
out? Yeah,
No,
where the himbos all hang out. That's what I think.
Is it a proper name place? That's my question.
It is not capitalized in the lyrics that I have seen. I don't think it's a noun.
It's capitalized.
Oh, in your lyrics?
In
Do you have
the
official
Spotify lyrics.
Oh, so maybe it is a noun. Maybe that is where the himbos go.
I don't know.
I don't think it means that much, but I think it's a great it's a invitation to
discuss like we're discussing right now.
It's an invitation to discuss that or to make it a mondegreen.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. We'll leave it there.
Okay. So this is a great album. We could play all of the songs. There's a lot of great songs on this. Lots.
Honestly, well, like, what about She's Leaving You? Oh my God, I love that one.
It's a great song.
Oh my God, it's so good. And by the way, did you watch the video?
Yes.
It's crazy.
It's hilarious. Yeah. With Hartzman and a little, Tool singing the backup vocals.
And there's this weird businessman at the end. Like, it's just so weird. Like, speak of like weird videos. We're talking about Wet Legs weird videos. This one's so weird too. I'm like, wow, what is happening? I loved it. It was great.
They're all like little vignettes, funny little songs. And then there's the last song.
Oh, that is quite the song. Not my favorite on the album, to be honest. For a good reason, maybe, but just I could explain the reason, which is it's an 11-minute song.
But you like long songs.
I do, but it is a lot of noodling, as I recall.
And not many lyrics.
Yeah.
You like long, noodling, non-lyrical songs, so I'm surprised.
Are you?
It's called Bark at the Moon.
Yeah.
And it refers to him playing Guitar Hero and Bark at the Moon and having difficulty. Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah. So what if we'd have kept up with our rock band Guitar Heroes? Like,
honestly, man.
If I'd have been able to drum Run to the Hills on hard, how much of our life would be different? Maybe we'd be rock star famous, just not podcast famous.
Yeah. Or just poor because we didn't get famous. Because we tried and it's hard.
I think I don't regret a lot of things in my life, and I'm not going to regret not being able to get Run to the Hills on rock band drums, but there aren't many more challenges that have given me that I tried harder. Like,
wow.
Yeah. And so I think my life could have been different if I'd have done that, but I would have taken a Learjet here because I'd have been a session drummer.
But this is my point is like, did you want either of your sons to be musicians and chase that, which is this is very ironic because we're on a podcast here about music, but it is a hard grind and it's half luck, half talent. That is why we do this freaking series, is because these bands deserve more than they got.
Well said. I'm glad for our fate, Rene. So let's talk about where Lenderman is right now. So the big thing in 2024 is he started collaborating with Waxahatchee. Kirschfield's Tiger Blood, great album. She says that he is one of her most trusted collaborators. He played all of the guitar. He sings on Right Back to It. And that's a great song on the album.
Love that song.
He's like, 2024 is a pretty good year. And then, surprisingly, in 2025, he becomes a drummer again as part of Snocaps. And so I saw Snocaps at
I know. Jesus Christ, I know.
The Wilco Festival. So Snocaps are Brad Cook, who is a Durham-based influential producer. And do you know any Brad Cook? So he produced Bon Iver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's okay. He produces Waxahatchee, but it gets interesting now. Iron and Wine. The Iron and Wine compilation with Ben Brummel from...
Band of Horses,
Band of Horses.
Nice.
Snail Mail.
Oh, nice.
Nathan Radcliffe and the Night Sweats, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
Mavis Staples, which is pretty cool. Kevin Morby. The Indigo Girls.
Yeah.
Hooray for the Riff Rap.
Yeah.
And interesting, I didn't know this, he did backup vocals on the Mountain Goats' Beat the Champ.
Wow.
Yeah. So this guy gets around.
Yeah.
With Allison Crutchfield from P.S. Eliot. And interesting, his A&R rep at Anti Records. So like she works for Anti Records, and she was the person who signed him to do that, change record labels.
Sorry, I'm confused. Alison Crutchfield?
Alison Crutchfield.
The sister of?
The twin sister of Katie Crutchfield.
Who is Waxahatchee, essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. So they were so cute.
Yeah.
They came out. Lenderman's playing drums, Brad Cook's playing bass in the back, and the sisters are just having a great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, playing all those infectious little hits with Snocaps. So,
yep, solid.
So 2026, I wonder what the future holds. He's going to relentlessly tour. He's been on tour constantly. He just played Buffalo. Guess check out his lake house. And
nice one. Beach house, but yeah.
He's on tour with Zach Bryan. Do you know Zach Bryan?
Yeah.
So he's opening up for Zach Bryan.
Jesus. Right? Oh, that's good exposure, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the same, I think that could work well for him.
Yeah.
Do you like Zach Bryan?
I don't know him.
Yeah, fair enough. He's way too popular for you. He's not under a rock somewhere.
I don't think he's an ear shifter band.
No.
Rene, how much are you looking forward to seeing Lenderman and Waxahatchee? We're seeing them together in April at Massey Hall.
We are?
You have a ticket.
I have a ticket?
Yes.
I'm so excited. I totally forgot. That's awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And so
that's amazing.
It's going to be so cool, isn't it? And they're coming together as collaborators. They build it as a joint show, so they're going to play each other's songs.
Oh my God. I am so psyched. Cool. I totally forgot. That's like a little Christmas gift or something. I love it.
Thank my wife.
Yay. And that's not the first time I can thank your wife for bringing me to Waxahatchee.
No, she's pretty good. So Rene, despite all this momentum, popularity, critical acclaim, what is his popularity statistics?
Okay, so Spotify monthly listeners right now is at 600,000 monthly listeners. So, bigger than some. I think Joy Formidable was 400,000. So, yeah, he's got momentum, like you said. I think he's on the up.
So it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for him. That's for sure.
I think so, yeah.
So, Rene, despite covering Long Black Veil, why is he an ear shifter band?
That's a weird one, man. Because for me, he grabs me, but I can't really explain in a concrete way what is so different about him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like his music a lot, but I can't say, he's such a groundbreaker because I don't have the musical sensibility to recognize anything that's truly groundbreaking. And we did talk about the fact that he kind of does a lot of kind of classic rock and roll, but in a great way. So I don't know the answer actually, but I do love him. And so that counts.
I think it's that little bit of intangible, he is charming. Again, it's a fact. It's not a brag. Like, you would have loved seeing him at Wilco. He was very, very charming.
I get to see him soon.
You'll get to see him soon. There's one point where we're looking down across from the Jayhawks, classic, Americana. Like, again, he's very reverential in terms of his musical influences. So we can see him. It's the middle of the day. It's an afternoon show, and he's looking at the band just like rocking out, and and it's like, well, he's a really nice guy, and I'm really happy that he produces nice music.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I can't wait to see him.
It's gonna be great.
And he does like, he's got one of those warm faces too, Sean. Like, quite frankly, a bit like the Weaker Than's lead singer. He's just got one of those warm, friendly faces, approachable face. Don't know if that's true, but it sounds like it might be. And then the last thing I want to say is, did you watch the wristwatch video
with the truck? The truck. That's the guy who did all those stupid MTV Jackass.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the thing that yes, about things bad.
It was so funny and ridiculous, and I'm like, what am I watching here? But I loved it. It was great.
And it kept happening over and over again. The
basketballs, and then inflatables, and it was like redonkulous, but awesome.
It's fun. Rene, who are we going to hear next time?
Well, interesting you should ask, because I think we're going to go back to our theme of bands that start with W that are female led. So we're going right back to that. You'd be like, wait, we already did
Are we
Wet
going
Leg.
right back to it?
Not right back to it, but new season, second season. So far we've done Wet Leg and we've done Wednesday. And this is yet another female led band starting with W.
Can't wait.
All right.
Till next time.
Till next time. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Ear Shifter. Tune in next time where we'll cover another band that deserves more. You can find Ear Shifter on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Friend us or listen to our playlists on Spotify and visit earshifter.com for more information. Special thanks go to our logo designer, Stuart Thursby, and our intro-outro music by Joe Novak. You can find him as Bye Bye Badman, one word, on SoundCloud. And a big shout out to Joe for being our awesome sound engineer / editor. Until next time.